Let's get your take on the commodities then. Manisha, hi. How's the commodity complex looking this afternoon?
Hi Ajay, and thank you for that. Well, let's start with gold, and it has contradicting factors looking into it, pulling it from both directions. You have a couple of positive points like the dollar index, which has declined 0.5% in last 24 hours. There also has been a report from Cyprus where they have denied selling any gold, and that has been supportive. But on the other side, you have to really look at the ETF holdings, which have declined 12.5% in 2013. There still is no physical buying coming in, even as the gold prices have declined so much. And this is the third straight week of decline coming in for the gold prices. Still, it crosses 1600 on the higher side. There's not too much of a fund money expected into this space. Pretty much same is the case with the energy space as well. Nearly 0.5% of a decline coming in for the NYMEX and the Brent crude prices. You have seen the IEA cut the global demand growth for 2013 and 14. That's weighing onto the prices. Apart from that, there is weakest consumption figures coming in from Europe in last 3 decades. That's another factor which is putting pressure onto the prices there. The base metal prices in the meanwhile have been trading flat to slightly on the higher side. The weakness in US dollar is something that has been supportive. Apart from that, the US jobs data also has been better than what the markets had been expecting. But again, on the other side, you have the demand concerns which are weighing, and it's also the Chinese GDP which the markets are eyeing at this point in time for further direction into those prices.
Okay, Manisha, leave it at that. Let's also bring on board Harish Galipelli, Head Commodities and Currency at JRG Commodities. Harish, hi, afternoon. Start off with your view on gold. How would you go about trading it?
I think both gold and silver are extending the sideways trend, and in absence of any greater events to confirm the trend, I think this choppy trend to continue further. But if you look at the broad sentiment, I think it remains weak. So we prefer to be with the trend, and selling on rallies would be advised. So as far as gold is concerned, somewhere around 29,300 looks like a good sell for the day. And downside we are seeing around 29,050 initially, and then 29,000 levels.
Right. Harish, how would you trade silver then? What levels are you looking at?
I think after a sharp fall, even silver also looks like consolidating, and it is trading between 50,000 on lower side and 52,000 on higher side. I think this range is likely to continue further, and I think as far as today is concerned, silver is also likely to track gold prices, and somewhere around 51,900 would be an ideal level to sell with a stop loss above 52,200 levels.
Right, and what about your views on crude?
I think crude oil prices have been under pressure. I think largely due to the pile up in inventories which was released the day before yesterday, and also the weighing factor is the bleak outlook report that is coming. Both OPEC and IEA are projecting lower demand in coming days. So I think with this kind of situation prevailing, crude prices are likely to fall further. So as far as levels are concerned, we are recommending to sell around 5,100 levels for a possible target of 5,030-35 levels on downside. One can keep stop loss above 5,130.
Right. So what's your view on the industrial metals then? How would you trade copper?
I think the base metal complex is under pressure, though we have seen some kind of recovery from the lows. But the broad sentiment remains weak on back of weaker sentiment and manufacturing activity in both in China and other countries as well. So I think this situation will continue further, and also if you look at the inventories have been rising consistently. So as far as pricing is concerned, it looks like it will consolidate around 406 on lower side and 414 on higher side. So for the day we are recommending to sell, keeping a stop loss above 414.5 or so.